born to be.
Heartbreaker.
Dream maker. Love taker, don't you mess around with me, no.
Heartbreaker, dream maker, love taker, don't you mess around, no. Heartbreaker, dream maker, love taker, don't you mess around, no. Heartbreaker, dream maker, love taker, heartbreaker.
You know, when Bryce bought his Monte Carlo, he had when he didn't know
Monte
it
Carlo? What
years
year?
ago. It was like when he bought this car, it was like 15 years ago.
Okay.
But he bought a Monte Carlo,
Okay.
and he didn't know it, but he found out that in the CD player was the Pat Benetar's Greatest Hits.
Which one?
Pat Benetar Greatest Hits.
Oh, Greatest Hits, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So every time I brought
Yeah.
a Pat Benatar, he would tell me, he's like, you know, and then when he sold it, he put the Greatest Hits back into the CD player before he sold it.
Here's the thing about Pat Benatar. That woman right now, on this day, is 72 years old. I've seen her perform twice. Literally, the woman last time I seen her was 2019. And that woman, her voice is timeless. It's timeless. And you can actually go online and anyone will tell you she's timeless, you know? And I think part of the reason it is because of where she is, her beginnings, her husband, who she's been with for like 45 years, he knew her skill. She has an octave level for she was originally trained to be an opera singer. Yeah, so she has an octave of like 3 or something like that, which is really high for that tone. And you can actually hear it, you know what I mean? But the thing is, her love and her passion was for music and rock. And that's where she went with it. You know, sometimes we're taken where we need to go without knowing where we need to go. And if you look into her story, she'll tell you that. She will literally say, hey, you know, I didn't know. Here it is. I literally idolize her. Okay. I spent 1981 and 82 and I listened. It was 8-track, Matt. It was an 8-track. It wasn't even cassette. It was 8-track, which was way before cassette. Listening to this, her first 8-track. I was like, every single night I listened to her sing. It lulled me to sleep. I was 16 years old, 16, 17 years old, literally. And it's the best album she ever put out. Just saying. If I ever met her, I would tell her, oh my God, that was amazing. You know? Just like with JR. Remember when I met you with JR? Well, I met JR.
Very familiar with your gushing over JR.
The thing
I've watched hours of you gushing over JR.
Hours? Come on.
I'm 75% done with that video.
No. Really?
Editing the entire thing, yeah.
Wow.
But he loves it. He's like the best sport. He's like the absolute 100% best sport about having fans.
Well, JR is actually 100% authentic human being, okay? If you wanted to take a rock star and make him, or parlay what he is, who he is, into human, JR knocks it out of the park, right? And the reason is because he's human in the way that we we connect with. And I'm going to tell you honestly. So when I started following them, I loved them in 1996. Okay, loved them. I will be the first person to go. Billboard music winners, the best song, 1996, 97. I'm the girl. But when they put out their new album, Opaline, in 2002, I think it was, and I started taking your brother, that's when he decided he wanted to play guitar and all that kind of stuff. I think, you know, when I took them, when I took your brother, I was like, the band in a whole, not just JR, the whole band, they loved meeting the kids that showed up for their shows. And I've always stood behind that. It's not about who they are as rock stars. For my admiration for them was because how they treated the children and the young kids who showed up at their shows. I've said that day one. And look at your brother. He plays the guitar because of them.
That's literally, yeah.
Literally, you know, and
quite literally.
Literally.
Yeah.
And I've always said, you're the reason my son wanted to play guitar.
Or you told JR that.
Yes. And I have, you know, like the picture.
And he told JR that.
Yes.
You were both sitting there together. I just watched it, actually.
Yeah. It without a fact. But my admiration for them, him and all the guys in the band, Pete, Jim, Scott, him, Rodney, all of them, I named them all. They treated the kids that showed up for their shows, regardless of their ages, as the priority of who came to their shows. When they did meet and greets and they seen these kids, they were like, oh my God, you play guitar. Oh, that's so good. Their encouragement was out of this world. Okay? You have to understand, when you have rock stars, women show up and, you know, they're floozy kind of thing. These guys didn't bite on that shit. They loved the kids over the women. They didn't even see these women. And I've seen this with my own two eyes. I followed these guys for 2 years. They were the best. And I literally respect them for that so much. Because they would see these young people like your brother. Oh my God, you play guitar. Oh, what are you doing? They engaged with them at meet and greets. And that's really one of the big reasons why I love Dishwalla. You know, these guys, they wanted to see everyone succeed. They wanted everyone to do good. And I was there to witness that, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why. That's another reason why when JR came and he sang for me, that I couldn't believe he was standing there. You know? I'm like, JR, no fucking way. You know? Because I admire them for that. I have the highest admiration for the whole band.
Well, he didn't just sing for you, especially because I just watched the whole thing multiple times, editing it, but he was there for you.
Yeah.
He wasn't there to sing for you. He sang, but he, honestly, half the time you're asking him questions, and he's like,
I have a question.
And he's like, go ahead.
He got to the point where he said, how about I sing a song and then you ask me questions? Yeah.
Well, he didn't do it in a way. He was just like, he didn't do it in a way. I think he was just reading the room. When he was like, okay, well, I'll sing a couple more songs. He only did that one time, actually. And I think because he was almost done. And then, because he only had those couple songs left, and then he started hanging out. But all the way up until then, he didn't, he always said, I'm here for you. Whatever you want to do. If you want to ask me questions, ask me.
Here's the thing. Honestly, I think he's literally has the voice of, has the voice of an angel. Okay? If you really listen to his voice, it's perfect. Okay? People always, we all have different preference on voices. Okay? We all have different kind of things. I have a wide range that I love on voices. I've always felt that his was soothing, and he could take it so many ways. Okay, he could raise it up, he could get you going. When he sings the song Moisture, which is one of my favorites, and I'm just like all in. Okay, and when he sings Angels or Devils, I'm all in. The guy is amazing. He has a voice that literally stops traffic, if you want to put it kind of that way. I mean, County Blue Cars, really? That was one of my questions. I said to him, well, how did you come up with the song? How did you, where tell me all your thoughts on God, because I really want to meet her. I said to him, why did you say that in the song? I really want to meet her, because our lives growing up, I was born Catholic into a Catholic family. It's like we're not taught like that God is a female. So I want to know, why did you say that? And he said, I wrote that when I was a teenager. That was one of my questions. He's like, I just wrote it. It just felt right. He said, I never thought it would be what it was.
He did, yes.
Yeah. So here's the thing.
He also shared with you the song about when his dad died.
Yes. Yes.
And that was very intimate.
Yes.
Because he was very forthcoming. He was like, this is the song that reminds me of my dad.
And his dad was a pivotal person in Santa Barbara High School. You know, he was born and raised in Santa Barbara. I'm not the crazy fan. The reason I like him is not because I'm like think he's like all that, you know. I like him for his songwriting, you know, just like what I just said. When you discover someone that you like, then you kind of look into them. Why are they who they are, right? JR is who he is because of his family, his dad. His dad was a musician. He was the principal of Santa Barbara High School for a long time. And I asked him that, remember? I said, I'm so sorry about your dad, you know, and everything. I genuinely view him as someone that I look up to. I think he's a great person. I think his wife, I think his children, I think his career make him who he is, which is who he is, you know? And
that's what I think too, yeah.
I'm thankful for that, because he's a representation of good people, right? So, you know, and I asked him, I said, do you remember the time I asked you if you could open for the Dave Matthews Band? He's like, I don't remember that. But I really asked him that.
But he was honest too.
He was honest. He goes,
sometimes
I
he's
don't
like,
remember that.
And then sometimes he's like, I do remember that.
Yeah. So, but I mean, we all want to be the best of who we are, right? We want to be the best of who we are as people. And I think we're not really sure when we are the best. So sometimes we have to be told, hey, you were really good, you know? You were really good. Don't you ever think, am I the best of what I could be? No, because
Constantly.
ego will make you think that. Ego is not an admiration of people, okay? If you use your ego to be admired, not good.
Not good.
No. Humanity doesn't like that.
Right. People don't like that.
It is, well, I mean, you know, it is what it is. Yeah. How did we get on this subject?
And you just started rolling, and then I was rolling, so I just let you go all the way to the very end. So, where are we at?
Well, now we are in Redwood City, and we're going to go slop around down. I'm not sure what the street is, but we're going to go check it out.
Okay. All right. Sounds great.
How did we get on the subject of